I really appreciate you guys. Everybody's been rallying around me today.
You need water, honey?
All right, we're live on Facebook. Let me just pause that so that we don't have
Everybody's been.
two audios going at the same time. I'm going to click on record. If everybody could just make sure you're all muted, I'm going to go ahead and mute people as well. All right, we're going to go to record. Welcome, everybody. This is the ER Shred Come Alive call. We do these every Wednesday night. So grateful to be with you guys tonight. My wife couldn't be with me tonight. She's actually taken Brooklyn to some cheerleading thing. But just wanted to let you know that we will post disclaimers in the chat of this Zoom. We've also posted disclaimers on the Facebook Live explaining that we do not attempt to treat, cure, or prevent any kind of illness, and that this is just a nutritional dietary protocol. ER Shred really is something special because what we're finding is that it teaches people how to forge new relationships with foods. What we're finding is that it empowers people and that it gives people back control. And they're finally able, many of them for the first time, they're able to learn what it is to feel around food. And all the empowerment around that, it seems to permeate into all areas of your life. We'll go into that a little bit more later. And then we're going to have some testimonials from real life people who are not getting paid to come on and share how they've done with ER Shred. But these are just ER Shredders who care and they want to give back. They want to share it forward, so to speak, because they've had a positive experience and they feel that sharing that could help someone else. So I think that's beautiful. And then at the end of the call, we'll allow our ER Shred ambassador, Jesse James Jamnick, to close it out. But he always does such a good job of that. But first and foremost, as I promised, our first guest tonight is going to be Rick. No, not Rick, right here. Colin. And Colin's last name is Watson. And Colin, what part of California did you say you were calling in from? Oh, you're muted. Hold on, I'm going to unmute you. Or you might have to unmute yourself.
I'm calling in from Redondo Beach, California.
Redondo Beach, California. All right, man. Well, it's so good to have you here with us. And I'm excited to hear from you. It's been several weeks. We've been trying to connect and get you going and hear how you've done. But I know you've been traveling. I know that you were able to get well with a bout of COVID.
Yeah, I got a bout of COVID. Yeah. Well,
Congratulations
I was in Mexico celebrating my 60th birthday. I got
to tell you, man, you're 60?
60 in some days now. Yeah.
Dang, man. I could only hope to look as vibrant and healthy and as fit as you do, at 60. That's just amazing, man. Congratulations. So, Colin, what's your story? First of all, what's your background?
My background is for the last 13 years, I've been a health and fitness and weight release coach. That's kind of what I do. So staying in shape is something that I live by. And yet I've been challenged with that for the last 10 years. People look at me, I appear to be in shape most of the time, but I would constantly have like a 10 to 15 pound, maximum 15 pound swing. And sometimes it was only a 7 pound swing, but my body would look like I was actually 15 pounds overweight. And a lot of that was coming from inflammation and other things that were going on. So, I was in this push for my 60th birthday to get in the best shape of my life again. And that was my carrot I dangled for myself. So I gave myself, like I called it 16 weeks of Shredsville, and I gave myself this focus to get in shape. And I was going along that journey, but I was still having, we have I have 5 kids and 3 grandkids, and there were birthday parties and all these different things coming up. So I would constantly be finding myself, back into my symptoms of what I was going through, which is distension and bloating. And to the point where it looked like I swallowed a basketball. I could eat something and, expand to where I couldn't hold my stomach in. So I always had this kind of thing where I would take photos. I always had to take them straight on, because if you took them from the side, even though I looked like I was pretty fit and lean, if you took them from the side, you could tell that I had like this belly thing going on. Very frustrating for me. So a friend of mine, Lisa, was like, she, brought up your ER shred, and she said,
Lisa Lupo, right?
Lisa Lupo, yeah, good friend of mine.
Okay, all
And we
right.
do, like,
She's
cooking
going to be on
classes.
the call with Bob tomorrow night. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure everybody knows she'll be on the call tomorrow night with Bob.
She's pretty terrific. And we have like a coaching call we do with each other every week. And she started talking about this ER shred. And I was like, sounds familiar. And when I started hearing about the symptoms and what people were going through, I go, that is me. And the thing was, I could never figure out exactly what it was I was eating that was causing the reaction. I know if I certain things that had garlic, a certain thing, I'd get gas, but the full-on distension, when I say distension, I mean, it would blow me away how I could look and feel so differently, only having maybe a 5 or 7 or 8 pound difference on the scale. So I said, well, I'm already on this journey to get shredded for 60. It was about, I think I did it, maybe it was like 2 or 3 weeks out from my 60th birthday. I go, okay, I'll switch gears and I'll try this. And like some people, I've been part of the Isagenix family for a while as well. And I was having some problems with the shakes themselves. And so I didn't use them as often. And that was kind of like my reason for not using them. And so she, as I listened to your video and explained that, doing the incubation could help that situation, I was a little skeptical, I'll be honest with you, because I've been so many years that I really had problems with them. And so I said, I'm a kind of person, you give me a roadmap, and I'm going to follow it to the letter just to prove it wrong, if not anything else. So if it doesn't live up to the hype, you wouldn't have me here on this call, that kind of thing, right? So I did the 11 days, and unfortunately for me, I got a little bit of a cold or something right in the middle of it, like my body was detoxing, so I didn't get that whatever they come alive feeling, 4 days in or 7 days in. So I realized it's probably because I wasn't feeling optimal, but what was happening with my body was phenomenal, because not only was I have an in-body scale on my home, so it checks my body fat percentage and all that kind of stuff. So I really pay attention to numbers, and I was just starting to release weight. And I thought I was expecting some water weight mostly, and then maybe some fat. Well, in 11 days, I almost lost 11 pounds. And of that 11 pounds, it was almost 4% in body fat. So of that 11 pounds, 9.5, almost 10 of it was body fat, not water and muscle, which is much to my surprise. But the way my body changed from the inflammation, and you can see, if you see my before and after pictures, I'd already made some progress, but I'd been on my own shred, right? So the fact that I leaned up even more, my abs started coming through, was great. But I got to, so my before and after, I was like, oh, cool. I feel at least confident to go to Cabo with my bathing suit. Not as, at least I feel much better about it. But what happened afterwards is what's the mind-blowing thing. Yeah. Because going back into reintroducing the foods, that was kind of scary, but I found out really clearly some things that just, like broccoli was like my arch nemesis. I mean, it just tore me up, right? But broccolini was fine, didn't make much sense to me. But I went to Cabo, and of course I went for my 60th birthday. So I was having cocktails, and I chose, my personal choice was not to put refined sugar back in my body. So I had skinny margaritas, but I had cocktails, which turns to sugar anyway. And I started, and I was eating, we had room service. I had a villa. So we had, 24-hour room service, and I was eating hamburgers and French fries and testing them, and no problem. And it almost seemed like almost anything I ate except for yogurt didn't give me any kind of response. But what's happening is every time I would get on my in-body scale every single day to make sure to check myself. I didn't want to come back 7 to 8 pounds heavier than I left. And my body fat kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And I actually returned even having the bout of COVID there for 6 days, I still ate 3 full meals a day. I mean, hunger was not my problem. Lack of hunger wasn't my problem. I happen to be vaccinated, not for any kind of political reason, but I didn't get as sick as my friends. So I kept my appetite. So I was still eating full meals, and I kept getting blown away. Why was my body fat still staying exactly the same or dropping? And so I ended up coming back from Mexico, COVID free, and like 2.8 pounds less than I left, and like 1.5% body fat less than I left. Right. I've never gone on vacation in my life, being in the fitness game ever, and not coming back at least 5 to 7 pounds heavier. It just never happened, and I knew I would have to adjust for it. So I'm on my second 11-day shred here, just to see what more I can do with my body with this particular system. But I gotta tell you, it's a game changer for me. And the reason why it's not only a game changer for me, a game changer for my clients, because people don't realize that food can be medicine or it can be poison. And it could be healthy foods you're eating and thinking that they're medicine, and after your body's telling you, it's telling you that it's not good for you, but we're ignoring it. So this process of putting these foods back into my body, and for me choosing to keep refined sugar off the table, I think that's one of the reasons why I'm not inflamed as much as I was before, and why I can almost eat anything in my particular situation. So far, I've almost been able to eat anything and still maintain my body weight or even get it better, which is freeing. I just got to tell you, it's freeing, and not to experience that distension and bloating. I don't want to take much time, but I tell you, that was really hard for me. So if I didn't get anything out of this, was finally feeling healthy and lean, and my body seems like it's working with me instead of against me. So for me, that's a game changer. So I appreciate your knowledge on this. So this was a game changer for me.
Well, I think you covered so much in such a short amount of time. And I just appreciate you so much. You know, it sounds as though you kind of had prepared what you wanted to share tonight. You covered every point.
But I just spoke from the heart, man. It's to tell you what it was.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And by the way, I mean, what a phenomenal physique you have. And I just want to say how much your endorsement means to me and this whole community, because you obviously know your stuff. You obviously have tried a lot of things. You obviously, you've been there, you've done that. And for 60 years old, you've got one of the best physiques that I've ever seen.
Oh, my God. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Just phenomenal. Yeah, just phenomenal. Hey, real quick, did you notice anything about your ability? What is it you think your ability to not turn back to the refined sugars? What's helping you find strength around that?
What's helping me find strength is the obvious is how much my body how better my body feels. I mean, I've had 5 back surgeries. I know what pain feels like. Shouldn't say that, but I know what discomfort feels like. And the fact that discomfort has diminished a great deal. But for me, it's just the evidence is speaking so loudly to me that it's for me that I'm going, it's not worth it to me. And I found that my wife is so clever. She found like there's a bakery around the corner that's it's called Sugar Free Shack. I can get any dessert I want, and it doesn't have any refined sugar in it. So I'm not missing anything. If I want a treat, I just drive 3 miles down the road, and I get a cinnamon roll this big that tastes better than anything I've ever tasted before without sugar. So it's just something that I just think for me, it's the clear sign that this is going to be what the game changer for me is, keeping the sugar out of my body. And it's not, and so far it's been easy because my body feels so good.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you, Colin, just a vote of confidence. Like, I have not had any refined sugar in over, I think it's 14 months now. And I got to tell you, it's not because I have willpower. It's not. It's because I genuinely don't have a taste for it. And I think a fully satiated body that's getting what it really needs just doesn't have those cravings anymore. It's just a phenomenon. But I have the same consciousness as you, where I say, what's the reward and what is the potential consequence? And when I weigh that, I usually, I haven't had it. I just haven't turned back to it. And I'm so grateful that I haven't, for all the various reasons that you're mentioning.
Yeah. I must say that after every meal, every time I ate something at night, I wanted something sweet. It was just like a knee-jerk thing. So I'd find myself going after something, the grandkids gummy bears or something like that. Right. I just don't have that craving for it. And I just I feel grateful every day that it's not there. And I just keep moving one day at a time. But it's so far, like I said, it's the feeling, how I feel has been the deterrent to going back to it.
Yeah.
I know how I felt before. Yeah.
You've been very vulnerable. You've been very open and honest. So guys, do me a favor, go to Colin's wall, and it's Colin Watson, Colin, Colin.
Yeah, Colin F. Watson. Yeah.
Go to his wall and just watch some of his videos that he's done, some of the lives. And, this is it's interesting. One of the things that we kind of find this recurring theme is that we're attracting very open, honest, authentic people. And that's what I love about Lisa. And that's what I love about you, Colin. And go check out his lives. Not only does he have like, his car has the most killer interior ever. It's so cool.
I'm glad I appreciate it too. Thank you.
But go check out what he has to say, because that's what this community is all about. It's about learning from one another. And I think you'll find that, we're so grateful for the endorsement, man. It means a lot. So thank you so much, Colin.
No, thank you for all your work, man, because it definitely helped me out a great deal. So I appreciate it.
I'm happy to hear it, man. I mean, that's what we hope for as human beings. We hope that, if something makes a difference in our life, it would be selfish to keep it a secret. And we only hope to share that forward for all the right reasons. That's the beauty of it.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. My pleasure, Colin. Thank you so much. And you guys get to know Colin even better, because he's obviously someone that is very influential, and he knows what he's talking about. All right. Who we got next? I got to go with this person next, just because you'll understand why. Carolyn Ward Davis, are you on the call here?
I am. Hey, Sean.
What's up? We're in the mountains.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is such an honor and such a thrill. And I love that I get to go right after Colin, because I was hoping to say, cheers to 60, man. I just turned 60 also. This is a great year to find a yard shred, huh?
Oh man, you do not look 60 either. Like you guys are really showing up. Good job, man. Way to take care of yourself. Oh.
Well, thanks to you for showing up, because you brought us this whole thing. The other thing I really wanted to comment on is what you just said about attracting people with open hearts. And I just pictured this big giant magnet when you said that, because that's what I know drew me to this whole community and this whole, to me, upgrade to a protocol that I've been doing for 14 years that worked really well. I didn't have any complaints, and I stayed healthy, and, I felt good, and my energy was good most of the time. I had a little bit of a setback a few years ago with a car accident, and then some, just personal sort of life change type stuff. And my enthusiasm, even though I was always super grateful and happy to feel as good as I felt with the more standard protocol, my enthusiasm sort of waned. I think I got used to it. It became the new normal. And, when you feel that good for that long, you can kind of be like complacent. Right. And then 60, my daughter went away to school, so I became an empty nester, and I started doing, I became certified in a specialized kind of hypnotherapy called RTT, Rapid Transformational Therapy, that really helped me get some of the mental, emotional garbage out. And then COVID came, and I started feeling like the energy. Well, first of all, I think everything is energy. I mean, life has proven that to me, particularly since starting with this whole thing in 2007. And when my energy feels good, my life feels good, and that's why I think the whole body thing is so important. What we put in our body, we are what we eat, and high vibe food makes a high vibe, body makes a high vibe life. And I've just become more and more and more aware of that since starting the shred. But I started to feel like this grief at being at the whole global sort of energy and lockdown and stuff. Just took it on personally, even though I was healthy and I felt good, I just thought, oh no, everything as we know it is just going down the toilet, and
toxic,
super toxic, and people starting to turn on each other and fighting, and all these issues that I thought were dealt with years and years and years ago, all of a sudden are bubbling to the surface. So I started just committing to exercising every day, going for a walk, get out of the house, don't buy into lockdown, don't buy into fear, don't buy into lockdown, because man, I can worry. I can be a professional worrier. And I learned not a long time ago, actually fairly recently, that's a choice, Right. Fear, worry is a prayer for what we don't want, you know, and had to let that go. So walking really, really helped. Well, walking, I started to realize 60's coming. I really would like to trim down a little and build some muscle and really go into my 60's feeling strong. And, you know, like, why not just decide I'm going to be my best ever?
Right.
So I got kind of busy with that.
When was this?
It was early last year, 2020,
Okay.
that I kind of had that whole revelation. So I had been walking consistently every day. That's pretty much all I was doing. Like, I wasn't lifting weights and stuff, and but just kind of walking for therapy, you know. And
Totally.
I had been doing that. It was probably March, maybe February, March, or somewhere around in there, pretty early on. And then all of a sudden on Facebook, I start seeing Lenny Evans like coming alive, even though he was always one of the most alive people I ever know. But he was like bouncing off the walls with vitality, just going, oh my God, you guys, ER shred, and flexing, and, you know, and I was going, okay, I know Lenny, I like Lenny. If there's something new going on here that's making that much of a difference for him, I have to see what it is.
Right.
So I came over and checked out the community, and I was like, well, you know, if I can do a regular cleanse, why not this? The science of the incubated shakes really excited me, because even though I didn't have any issues with the shakes and I was a huge believer, I thought, wow, 450% is a huge
upgrade.
Huge. Oh my gosh. And if I want to, you know, be stronger as a woman going into my 60's, when we're naturally losing muscle left and right, that sounded really good to me. Shred was amazing. I, you know, the numbers, I watched the numbers too, like Colin. I have a body composition scale. And when I watched even micro increases in lean muscle at my age, not lifting weights, and watching my visceral fat reduce as much as it did in those, you know, few days, I was blown away, because nothing, regular cleansing I could maintain, but I didn't see those kinds of shifts. But anyway, with all of that, you know, the big thing for me lately is this whole lockdown and being isolated thing has been, it's actually been a silver lining for me, because it made me dive deep and pull out some good stuff. But I just a couple of weeks ago went on a trip back east. I'm from Virginia. I live in California, and my family was too scared to see me because I had been traveling across the country. I took my daughter to college, moved her in, then went to Virginia, and they were like, nope, we're not comfortable. You've been around too many people. So my old high school friends said, we want to see you. And I found this, you know, community of people that I knew in high school, but they were like long lost best friends, and we really were kind of just getting to know each other. So I spent a week with my girlfriend, and this swirling energy was just, it was incredible. And and she's doing the shred with me as well, as of recently. And we were just like blown away by all the intuitive things that happened, all the signs and symbols and messages that came to us in nature, just the vitality.
I've got your post right here.
Sure, go for it.
So just before I read this, give me a real quick synopsis of what health benefits you realized doing the shred early on. Now, don't go into any of this. Don't go into any of this deep stuff. Did you have weight that you need to lose?
I lost a few pounds. I don't remember the numbers. I tracked them at the time, but I've tracked so many since then. I lost probably 6 or 7 pounds, maybe.
Okay.
I had over the whole year, I've lost about 20 since I started, you know, beginning of last year.
Yep.
And some of that came before shredding. But like I said, this has been fine tuning for me physically.
Right.
You know?
Right. This is the more important stuff to me. And I know it's more important to Susan. Did you notice that cravings diminished?
You know, my cravings, I didn't really notice the cravings so much. I'll tell you one thing that's really big that I thought of when Colin was talking, because I felt good. You know, I felt good already, but this is a little vulnerable too, but I was a champion belcher. Like that's my, you know, kind of a trademark for me to just raw. It's gone. I can't do that anymore. It's all gone. So obviously that was some inflammation, some gas, something in there that I've had for life that's gone.
Wow.
I'm not craving so much, but my choices have changed.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll drink a cocktail or a glass of wine every now and then. I'll only drink this particular brand of clean wine now because I feel fine afterwards. I don't get leg cramps from it, like I did with, you know, just regular wine. And I think it's the toxins that were in there. So, you know, not a huge change. It's definitely an upgrade, but
Yeah.
I'm seeing like definition my arm, you know, for 60 years old. I don't know if you can see, but I haven't done any weightlifting at all. And all of a sudden I went, wow, like I don't know where those arms came from. I'm going to add to that because I just went to Isobody today.
Here's what I want to do now. You look fantastic, and everybody's clapping for you. You look awesome.
Thank you.
So mad respect. This is a post that you did, I think today or
yesterday.
And I want to start with this. Carolyn, this is a post in our ER Shred group. If you haven't seen this post, go read the entire thing. I'm just going to read a few snippets that stood out to me the most. And I'm going to tell you guys why I printed this off and why I highlighted it. Because Jesse, me, Bob, Susan, Heather, Crystal, we're having the hardest time defining the depth of ER Shred. And so what do? We refer to it as depth.
Yep.
What you can't explain, right? We just say there's just a lot of depth here. But we had an individual here in Carolyn who was able to put some of that into words. And, you know, that may be a gift that you have, friend, that I'm very envious of that gift that you have. But it's funny because you said at the very end of your post, P.S., I posted this for a second yesterday, but I chickened out and pulled it down. But someone very special who didn't even know me till now reached out and, like a close friend who read my mind and heart, encouraged me to put it back. Thank you, Bob Sivright. That's a perfect example of the magic that I'm talking about. So Bob actually encouraged Carolyn. He said, why did you take that post down? That was really excellent. And Carolyn gained that reassurance and she put it back up. And let me tell you something, guys. This is one of the coolest. This is like one of my most favorite posts ever in the entire ER Shred group. One of the things she says, do you ever feel like maybe you're growing or even becoming an energetic antenna since shredding? Like maybe your pineal gland and your amnial gland receptors are getting polished off and opening up to frequencies like never before. I remember saying years ago when I first started Isagenix, it's been 14 years for me now, that if everyone felt as good as I do on this program, world peace would be a cinch. But that was then. For me, ER Shred has taken that experience to a whole new level. Every shred, it's like a stair step up in awareness, consciousness, intuition, and kind of an overall sense of connection to all that is. It's a sensation it's a sensation sort of beyond words, but I really, really like it. Do you notice how she said it's a sensation that's beyond words? Now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to read this part because I really like this part too. This feeling of awakening and connectedness to everything and everyone energetically is life-changing. So I'm going to share some of what's happening with me in hopes you might do the same. I feel more clarity and sensitivity to vibrational frequencies like others' emotional energy. Good vibes feel so extraordinary that it sometimes literally brings tears to my eyes, and whoa. My awareness of the darker ones is very palpable too, but it doesn't generate the panic and the fear that it used to. I definitely feel more empathetic and compassionate, but a new piece of that for me is that I feel more aware and equipped in the healthy personal boundary department than before. I guess maybe my BS meter must be activated like never before too. My former codependent tendencies are fading, maybe even gone. I feel like more able to stop, take a breath, and do a high flyover when someone behaves irrationally, which seems to be way more common over the past year and a half. and I'm better able to respond with clarity rather than react emotionally. I just want to tell you, you said a lot of other things, but I want to tell you that your words carried so much meaning for me, because those things you mentioned, every single point is exactly what I've experienced, and I've not been able to put it into words. And so it's just so mind-boggling and so cool to have you put it into words. And I'm like, that's it. I feel that. I feel every point. And so, and I know there's so many others on the call that feel the same way. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
Thank you for that, because that's the magnet that drew me to this. And that's that common thread, that spirit that runs through everything that matters so much and really makes me feel alive.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I can be peace in the chaos with this in my body and in my system. And I can't
why do you
express
think
the
that
gratitude.
is? Why do you, what, for what reason do you think that is, what would you chalk that up to?
I really think, well, back to energy. I think when you get the bad stuff out and put the good stuff in, and stuff can take on a lot of meanings, and that can be on a lot of levels, physically,
Right.
mentally, relationship wise, emotionally, you know, what and who, and we surround ourselves with, what we think. But, you know, it's funny because since I posted that yesterday, I had this thought that I hadn't really had before. This whole grass-fed meat thing.
Right.
There's really something to it. And I think I've recently found a source for grass-fed meat that is not only grass-fed, because I learned that grass-fed can mean that they gave them one grass meal right before they slaughtered them.
That's right.
Grass-fed and grass-finished.
Right.
And sustainably, humanely raised. You know, I heard a long time ago, I have a friend who's a buffalo rancher, and he said that the way that you slaughter them makes a really big difference, because the adrenaline rush that they get from their fear goes through their whole body and into their meat. And when we eat adrenaline drenched meat,
Yeah.
that's vibe, right?
Right.
So I don't know, maybe that's part of
The
it. I
boundaries
think it's
thing,
a lot
I'm
of
just
things.
telling you, the boundaries thing is tripping me out. Like what you said about boundaries, I just have to tell you, either you're like some crazy witchcraft, like psychic type person that is like looking into my soul, or there's something to it, because I'm experiencing the same thing as you.
There's something to it, because I see that in you without you even telling me.
Yeah.
And there's something to it. There's
Yeah.
something amazing. And I use the word magic loosely, but it's spirit. You know, I think it's spirit. And I think that when our body is in alignment, our spirit gets to be set free and soar and connect and attract
Right.
and all that stuff. So
Well, just
anyway,
so
I
you
can't
know,
thank
like,
you enough.
There's nothing in this community. There's, you know, you called it, you hope to not be perceived as woohoo, I think you called it.
Woo woo. I get called woo woo by people who,
Woo-woo.
it's a
But-
nice way of saying we don't like that stuff.
Okay, well, guess what? We like it. We
Thank
like
you.
it. We dig it 100%. So just want you to really feel like you can spread your wings in this community.
I do. And I literally, truly, as of today, I feel like yesterday was the key that unlocked the door to home. I really feel home.
Love that.
Thank you.
I
Means
love
the
that.
world.
Thank you so much. And we're hoping, Susan and I are hoping to connect with you and, you know, and have another conversation about all of that, because it's very meaningful to us. Very much.
I'm so grateful and so humbled. Thank you.
And I'm glad nobody interpreted me as woo woo, because I'm the one, I kept saying, there's just depth here, guys. I can't put it into words. There's just depth here. And I every now and then Jesse and Bob would say, well, Sean keeps calling it depth. And then I also was able to interpret when Jesse and Bob also understood the depth. All of a sudden they stopped saying it about me like I was woo woo. And they're like, no, Sean's right. Sean's right. There's
They
something
connected with the woo woo. It's
So,
beautiful.
thank
Woo woo's cool.
Woo woo's cool. Thank you so much. All right,
Thank
guys,
you.
we're going to move on to the next person. If you haven't gone and read Carolyn's post, please do. And you can find it's Carolyn Ward Davis in the group. There's a lot more to it than what I read, and it's all fantastic. So thank you so much. All right. next up, we're going to have, I'm very excited about these updates, you guys, because new people, it's very exciting to hear how they're doing. And we'll have a lot of new people after the September 13th shred. But I think updates are equally, if not even more important. So why don't we kick off with Nicole Hayes for an update? Nicole, where are you?
I'm right here.
Hey, Nicole, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's good to see you again. And I appreciate your posts in the group of your new clothing and all that fun stuff.
I love it.
So we're happy to have you here. And, for those people that don't know, just remind everybody where you calling from. Who was it? It was Carolyn Rodriguez that originally introduced you to ER Shred.
Yeah.
And where are you calling from?
Collingwood, Ontario.
Collingwood, Ontario. And what's the update? Like, how have you been doing? How long has it been? All that good stuff.
Well, right now I'm on my 13th shred.
Okay.
Carolyn thinks I'm addicted, but I tell her I'm addicted to feeling good.
Oh, killer. I love that. Okay. So 13th shred. And like, what are we like? Do you have numbers? Do you have feelings? Like, what's the latest and greatest with you?
I've lost 62 pounds and 62 inches. Exactly the same on both.
Dang, 62. That's 5 feet off your body, by the way. That's pretty damn amazing.
I know.
Congratulations.
I feel amazing. I feel amazing. Like,
give everybody an idea. You posted something about clothing. What was that you were saying about the size?
well, in December, when I first started doing this, I was a size 18. And now I can fit into size 10 skinny jeans.
Oh man, I wish. That's amazing. I loved the post. I thought the post was so awesome. I know how good that feels, actually, even as a man. I know how good it feels to put on size 32 waist. And I used to be a 36, like legit 36. And I put on a size 32 and it's loose. And I look down and I can fit like my whole hand in, down there. And it's like, whoa, like this is unbelievable. So I know how good that feels. You should feel so proud of yourself.
Well, back in December, I couldn't even fit, like, barely fit, like, the bottom part of my legs in there. Like, where the, like, just above the knee? That's about as far as it would go.
Yeah.
I put my legs in those jeans, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm going to fit in these again.
13 shreds. 13 shreds. How long has it been since you've been doing ER Shred?
December 10th of last year, I started my.
Okay. So you've kind of adopted that lifestyle. In addition to you revisit those shreds, you've adopted that lifestyle. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the lifestyle?
I love it. I love the lifestyle, and I feel good. I feel good all the time. Like I used to get bad Charlie horses in the backs of my legs when I would walk at work, and I would just ache all the time and inflammation like crazy. And I don't have any of that anymore. And my belly used to just protrude, and the lady at work used to call it princess. Rub my belly, call it princess. Not anymore. So
not anymore.
No way. No.
Well, I'm so like Carolyn before me, when she said she's got muscle in her arms now, I don't do arm exercises at all, but I have muscle in my arms for the first time in my entire life, and I'm going to be 45 next month. Wow, that's so cool. Congratulations. That's just, you've seen a lot of shifts. What about, have others seen the shifts in you? I want to know more so in terms of how you behave and your self-confidence and all of that.
Oh yeah. I have tons of confidence now. Like I when I started gaining the weight, I started losing my confidence. But as soon as I started losing the weight and
Yeah.
feeling better about myself, my confidence is skyrocketed it. So
Isn't that the case? I mean, it's tragic that those two things can be so related.
yeah.
And that's unfortunate that we live in such a world where somehow, some way along the way, we've been led to believe that's the way it is.
Yeah.
That body image really does have that kind of effect on us. But then again, what's really a crime is that it's what's been done to us. Because all the foods that everybody's eating it's not serving them.
No,
It's just not. It's setting them up for disappointment. It's setting them up for failure. And once you've kind of been on the other side, don't you look back and kind of think, oh my God, I could save all these people if they only knew.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have been like I have a bunch of girls at work that are doing the shred with me now. My friend Vanessa Parnell, who's lost 73 pounds and 94 inches.
Oh,
Like
dang.
I have
Yeah.
friends that are shredding and feeling better. So, and it makes
love
me
it.
feel good that they feel good.
Yeah. Well, I look at you as someone that's like a real life superhero, because when we have taken back control of our own life, it's one thing to look around and just say, ha, 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 I cracked the code. Ha, ha, I'm so cool. But it's an entirely different thing altogether when you feel just as good about helping other people as you do yourself. And I know you feel that way.
I sure did.
Thank you so much, Nicole. You're awesome. Thanks for the update. Everybody go back and type in Nicole Hayes in the group and you'll see a history of all her posts. That's what's the coolest thing about our group is you can go and you can read, you can go see posts from Nicole, from way back, and you can go back, watch the Come Alive call. She's been on the Come Alive call several times. And I love it when people come on the Come Alive call, because to me, the Come Alive call, which is what we're doing right now, can serve as this incremental checkpoint of, this is how I initially came out about my result. And you'll go back and you'll watch that and you'll go, oh my gosh, I remember what that felt. That's why whenever I see Mimi, the Heart of ER Shred, and I watch her in the Zooms, and when someone says that they feel so great, you'll see Mimi jump up and she starts clapping, and it's like watching a little kid at a circus. She's that excited for that person that they're doing so much better. So I just know that all these ER shredders have hearts of gold. So thank you so much, Nicole. All right, we got to move on. We're going to, I know one that we've got out there. Rick Whedon, you out there? I heard a voice.
I'm here, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yeah, buddy. There you are.
What's up, guys?
You are a lean, mean fighting machine. I love watching you run on your lives. That's the best. You can never stop.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I thank you.
Yeah, man. So Rick Whedon is one of our Heart of ER Shred recipients.
Grateful.
Because, yeah, man, he and his wife Tasha have shown up so big for our community. If you guys haven't seen Rick's before and after picture, go check it out. Rick, how much were you weighing in at for it, that first before picture?
So, like many, Tasha and I had been with our fulfillment company for about 8 years. And I was about 268 when I first was introduced to Isagenix. And I'm about 6'3". So just to give people proportions, I was a big, big boy. I'd never been that big in my life. And, what's crazy about that is I knew almost immediately that this was going to give my life back, because I think Bob Sivright, my story is very similar. We talk about that in terms of, I was going down all the wrong roads. Doctors wanted to put me on pharmaceuticals and I didn't want to do that. But I was feeling miserable and thought I could control it. it took me damn near, this is how stubborn I could be. It took me damn near 2 years to opt in to trying to feel better because I thought I could do it myself. And in 8 weeks, I lost 43 pounds and never looked back. So fast forward to the ER shred, like many said, Colin and Carolyn talked about this, and Colin, I got to give, I feel like a baby here. I'm 57 out of all these guys. I'm like the baby of this, and Colin, I think, is an HU Bison like me. So I really appreciate what he was saying. But Carolyn hit it. I was, man, when COVID hit and George Floyd and all the news in 2020, man, I was going down the wrong road mentally. To the point where I was the shouting guy and I was looking for people. I just wasn't in the right state. And a few guys, we decided to do our traditional 9-day in February of 2020. And Tasha and I decided to start coaching people on our traditional 9-day just to feel better, just to kind of feel better. So we did that, and we had a lot of success coaching people through that. And we kept doing it month after month. And then, as you know, our good and dear friend and colleague, Brad C., the C family, he saw you and Jesse and saw the ER shred and said, this is probably around December of 2020, and said, Rick, I got to give it a shot. And Brad had just kind of come back into the family because his health was challenged and he wanted to do something about it. And I was like, Brad, go for it. Go for it, dude, and check it out. And Bob Sivright came in, and Bob recommended a book called The Big Fat Surprise. And me being my background, I had to research, I had to look into it. I wasn't just going to opt in. So I studied that. And once Brad had his results, I was like, dude, this is amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. So I've done 5 shreds now, I believe. It's 5. I started in November. I think I did one in December, February, April, and this last one in August. And my mind is blown. It's blown like everybody else here. It is blown. And it's blown because, when I came into this company, being an ex-athlete, one of my back of my head goals was, can I get to 10% body fat? Can I really lean out? Like you're saying, can I get really, really lean? And I could never get, I think the lowest I got was about 200, 205 was as low as I could get on the traditional method. And even looking back, it awakened me to, I had some gut issues too with some of the shakes. I didn't realize it, not all, but some of them would disturb me and some wouldn't. But now 0 disturbance, incubation. And it was amazing to me because I was somebody who thought, okay, we're doing this right. We're gonna get this done. And then when Brad had his experience and I started, Sean, here's some of the things, and we can't talk about treating, diagnosing, or curing anything. But when I started that group of just doing the traditional 9-day, I started running again and started lifting, but I had pain. I had discomfort. Let's say discomfort in my limbs and in my knees. And once I started on the Elimination Reset Shred, that suddenly went away. And I could push my body even more than I've ever pushed it before. So to summarize, from November to now, I've released 37 pounds. I'm down, I got as low as 178, which I hadn't been since I was like 16 years old, playing basketball in high school. And I'm hovering around 180, which I feel phenomenal about. My scale is one of those scales too, I don't know how accurate it is, but said I got to 12%, which I feel extraordinarily happy about. And don't want to go too far because Tasha might say I disappeared.
Oh man, you're right there.
She might say you're disappearing. So I don't...
Jesse would look at you right now and say, yeah, you're definitely 12% body fat. You look freaking awesome.
But I have to say too, you and Jesse, when I was introduced to this by Brad, I looked at you and Jesse as my inspirations. And being a competitor, I looked at your bodies and said, can I get there? Is this possible? And those were my targets. And then once I started getting into it, it became me against me. You know, it became me against what I could do for myself. And I didn't, you guys were still inspiring and still always will be, but I knew that the challenge was within myself to see how far I could go. And dude, I'm gonna tell you, man, you, Jesse, Crystal are a blessing to me, my fam, Tasha, and everybody we've introduced this to, because we've had phenomenal results and we've been able to share this with a lot of folks who just, and that's what it sometimes brings tears to my eyes when people tell me, especially those people, and many of them are on this call, who came kicking and struggling and didn't want to do this like I did originally,
Right.
and just had phenomenal results as a you know, taking that initiative to try this out. And dude, I'm so thankful and grateful. I'm a shredder for life. We talk about this all the time, Tasha and I, to folks. And when you talk about the non-scale victories, as I call them, cravings are completely under control.
Yeah.
And I don't know the inside of the bodies like many of you do who are professionals, but I do know that this thing works, because back when I was more of a salad guy, and you guys, I'd fill up the popcorn size thing, a bowl of salad, and I would grub and I'd eat it. And when I was done, I'd leave a deposit in the toilet, as Sean would talk about sometimes, so much so that I was proud of it because it was so much volume. And, you know, looking back, and then and I scratch my head now thinking, wow, I was putting so much waste in my body. I mean, it had to be so much waste that had to come out of my body because it didn't want to be in there. And I'm loving this. I'm leaner than I've ever been at 57 years old. I 6 days a week work out like I've never done before. And I really feel like this has turned back my biological clock. I always tell people I'm Benjamin Button because I'm in my 20s now. I'm 57 by numerically, but I'm 27 in physiologically.
Yes, you are. I want to encourage because you're such a positive influence on me and in my life, I want to encourage everybody to get familiar with you, Rick Whedon, and also your wife, Natasha, because you guys put out a lot of positive, wonderful, beautiful content. You're such good people. And by the way, you know, everybody go check out, Rick puts out motivational material. He's like, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then he'll start running. And I got to tell you, like, I grew up in sports. Like, I just dig it. I just love it so much because when I watch your video, Rick, I'm like, oh man, I want to go too. Let's go. I want to go do something. So, you know what, you guys, we could be the most supportive community there ever was if all we did was if we were all each other's biggest fans. Like, I just want you to imagine that world where we're not in competition one with another, where we all see the beauty in one another and all the gifts and all the talents. We all bring them to the table and offer them up. And that's why, you know, you were awarded that award, is because you've offered up you've offered up your gifts, your talents for the benefit of the community and everybody else. Thank you so much, man.
Well, Tasha and I just love paying it forward. We're going to continue to do so. Thank you. Thank everybody in the community. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you, man. I think we got two more here. And then I'm going to let Jesse close us out if he's here.
Hey, Sean, Sean, you know why Rick Whedon's always running? Because he's training for the day that I finally catch up with his ass, because he keeps avoiding me. That he's going to need an extra bout.
I don't think you're gonna catch Rick, bro.
Oh, Rick's not gonna go longer. Rick can
he's gonna catch
for a short period of time, but I'm gonna keep going.
He's an ultra marathoner. He's an ultra marathoner. He'll catch you.
All right. All right. It's the tortoise and the hare. We're doing the tortoise and the hare thing. I got it. Rick's gonna get to the corner and he's gonna be drinking his shake and Jesse's gonna catch up. All right. Well, I wouldn't want to race Rick in a speed race, and I wouldn't want to race Jesse in a marathon. That's for sure. All right. How about Laura Cooley wanted to share an update. You out there, Laura? How we doing, Laura?
I'm doing great. Hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi there. There's that smile. How you been?
I'm doing great. I love our community. It's awesome. It
Me
always
too.
helps me to get back going again. Anyway, I'm having my 12-year anniversary today of joining Isogenics.
That's great news. Congratulations.
I didn't realize it. I thought I should look. I know it's coming up. It's today.
12 years. That's a long time.
Yeah. And that's
Fantastic.
my first celebration. Sean met me and he gave me this CD folder with the top millionaires, including his dad and mom and Sean and a whole group of people. And I used to listen to those CDs in my car when I drive. So I remember that and I appreciated that he was so
Oh.
thoughtful because I never met him before. Thought, wow, he's really nice and
Thank you,
handsome.
Laura. Thank you. So how have you been on ER Shred? What's your latest update? How you been?
Oh, okay. Well, my first ER shred was October when the first group did the shred.
Were you
And
the
I
very
was-
first group?
Yeah, because I
Wow,
was going to
that's
go to California to visit everybody and I hadn't seen him in a long time. So I thought, when I first saw Sean, I thought, wow, he's crazy walking around the St. George on trails, yakking about this ER shred and getting all these abs and doing all these weights. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to California. I'm going to give it a try. So my first shred turned out great. I was able to, I've been doing the 11-day system. Like I've been doing it for 12 years on and off. I've never gone way off. So I always only have to lose 4 or 5 pounds. And I was able to do that. But the main thing was I was able to get rid of inflammation in my shoulder and my knee. And I've had arthritis in my knee for about 5 years and in my shoulder. And so then I didn't wear my orthotics. I walked a lot without my orthotics, and I think I re-injured a previous injury from running marathons when I used to run marathons. And it started to bother me. So I haven't been able to walk very far without it hurting for the last month. So now, so then I decided, you know what? I'm going to do the ER shred again. I'm not waiting till the 13th with the whole group. I'm going to go ahead and do it now before Labor Day. I was doing my cleanse day. Who
Oh
does
my
that
gosh.
on Labor Day? So anyway, so I lost 4 pounds, which I didn't really need to lose weight, but you always lose some weight, lose some inches. And I was kind of worried because my knee was still bothering me. And then it kept getting a little better. And this morning, well, actually this afternoon when I walked, it's the first time I could walk without my knee hurting. So I'm very excited because
That is very exciting.
because I like to walk. And like last summer, I went surfing with my son and grandkids at Waikiki Beach and hiked up Diamond Head to the top and down. My knee didn't hurt at all.
Yeah.
So I want to do that again this year. So I was so happy. And I cut out some things I'd been eating. I can't eat salsa and chips. Mexican food is one of my favorites too. And I realize that's one of my downfalls.
You probably heard Warren C. said, I love Mexican food, but Mexican food doesn't love me.
I know, it's so disappointing. So anyway, and I haven't had any wine for a week, 11 days either.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
probably helps.
yeah, it does help. Well, congratulations. And I just love that you can view that as a resource and a tool that, you know, if anything like that, any hiccups or anything are going on, you can kind of revisit that and take back control. I think that's such a powerful resource for people.
Right. Plus, we'd gone to some parties and visited people and been to events, and we'd been eating and, you know, having different drinks and stuff. And so then I realized, you know what, I need to get back to the ER shred because I can reset my body, rebalance, and shred away all that stuff that
Love that.
doesn't serve me.
It's,
So I love
it's
the
a
ER shred.
It's a level of empowerment, really.
And the
a lot of
incubated
people-
shakes are awesome. I really noticed a difference. I can maintain my weight a lot better.
Yeah.
I only weigh 110 now. When I used to do the first cleanse, I was 130, and getting to
Yeah.
125 was great 12 years ago.
You know what? Focus on how you feel though. Like I really believe in that. I really believe that if we focus on the feels, I haven't weighed myself in 10 months.
Oh, I weigh myself every day. I see how I slept. It checks my sleep, my CO2. I have a scale that does a whole bunch of stuff. So I like
You look
to
awesome. I think,
Oh,
one
and
thing
I'm
to learn-
71,
What's
and I'm
that?
71 and having fun.
Oh, that's a good in 2021.
Yeah, in 2021.
Laura, I love you. We love you so much.
Love you too.
Grateful for you coming on and sharing an update. Grateful that you're still in the mix and that you're shredding and that you still have that radical ownership. Lisa Lupo's coming on tomorrow night, and she kind of coined that phrase, radical ownership, that ER Shred empowers people with. So
And I loved hearing Peter Greenlaw last week.
Yeah,
That
great.
was, everyone should listen to that call. It is incredible.
Yeah, and
He
we've got our
goes-
podcast. Just so everybody knows, we've got our podcast up on iTunes and everything else. You can just go listen to it right there. Crystal's been putting those up. So thank you so much for reminding me. I need to make sure everybody knows that.
Yeah, I listen while I'm walking. The
Yeah.
podcast is really good to listen to while
Oh,
I
good.
walk.
All right. Well, we've got one more tonight. And thank you so much, Laura.
Thank
we've
you,
got,
Sean.
I'm
Love
gonna
you too.
Thank you. If we've got Casey Whitsitt is out there. I think this is the last one I had on tap. You out there,
Yep.
Casey? Hey, Casey, how you doing? Well,
I'm doing
you're the
good.
last. You're the last to go tonight, but you're certainly. We saved the best for last. How's that?
Oh goodness.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Oregon.
Oregon. Okay, and who was it that introduced you to ER Shred?
Well, I don't know the person exactly. I stumbled upon I think Jesse's video in a message.
Oh,
I'm
good.
in like a leadership message or something, and stumbled upon it, and I saw a couple people from like my home teams group in here, and I'm like, well, they're good people. You guys must be good people. And after being in this group, oh my goodness, I'm so happy to have found this. Honestly, your community is amazing. So
Our community is the best community in the world, I believe.
yeah, it's definitely up there for sure. I feel so welcomed by people, and you guys have an energy, and yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. So
Oh, welcome home. Welcome home. So give us an idea what was going on with you? What made you want to try this?
well, I joined Isogenics back in 2016 after having my son. And originally, I lost 66 pounds with Isogenics, and, I just kind of, I did it, and there it is. And I had my daughter last year in 2020 in May, and I lost the initial baby weight, and I've been really struggling this whole year. I just, I get together with my girls that are doing Isogenics with me, and we're all like trying to get back to where we were. And like they're running marathons and doing all this stuff. And I'm like working out, I'm eating right, and nothing's working. And it's just so disheartening,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I've got to try something else.
How
'cause I've
long
tried it
ago
all.
was that?
So-
Chrissy, how long ago was that? Or Casey, how long ago was that when you decided to give this a chance?
Just like a month ago, I started following, and I've been a diehard dairy-free shake person my whole life. So I'm like, oh, the Isoline Pros, what's gonna, I was scared, but in waiting for those to show up, I just started eating as close as I could to your protocol and everything. And I think that's why I just today completed my first 11 days. And-
today you just completed it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just did my first one. And so, yeah, I think I was just primed to have really good results, and I've had really good results for this. So,
Okay, so give us an idea. What kind of results did you realize?
well, for numbers, I've lost 10 pounds. And I mean, it's taken me so long. I've been like gaining, losing the same stinking 10 pounds for the longest time,
Right.
but like it just kind of came off. But 5 inches in my stomach, and that's like my
Oh,
biggest hurdle. That's the biggest thing that like weighs me down. You know what? It's just, it feels great.
5 inches in the stomach.
Yeah.
You look like you're gonna cry happy tears.
I've been crying a little today.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Oh my God. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you. That's incredible.
Yeah,
And-
so I'll definitely join you guys Monday for another one. So
Oh, I'm grateful to hear that. And would you say that the protocol was easier than it was that what you're used to before? Would you say it's easier? Would you say it's what would you say?
I think like going into it, like it's scary to think
Yeah.
about, but it's really simplified everything. It's simplified like my life. So it's a lot easier to do this kind of stuff. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I watch other children in my house all day. So it's just like go, 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 and like
Yeah.
all the time. But I'm like, oh, well, I just have to eat meat and I've got to have my shakes, and it's doable. So
So awesome. And you've noticed a difference in, I mean, your energy is very high. Did you have that moment where you kind of had this euphoric feeling like, oh my gosh, I feel alive?
yeah, because I've been trying to eat low carb for a while before this, and then
Yeah.
starting this, I think the first couple days I was just kind of like tired. I'm feeling good, but kind of tired and stuff. But after the first cleanse, so like day 5 was just like, well,
Yeah.
this is it. I'm gonna do this all the time because this feels really good.
So you like want to grab strangers and be like, I feel so good.
It's crazy. I was like, yeah, day 5 definitely.
I get it. I get it. I'm so happy for you. I hope you'll keep coming and participating in the group, and that we can keep watching your story unfold, and that you'll be open and vulnerable, and that we can all just be with you through all that. That would be my
Yeah,
hope.
I hope to. And it was hard to post this stuff, but it's worth it. So
We're so proud of you.
Did
you
you
should
see?
be-
Did
you
you
should be
see?
so
Did
proud.
you see her post today?
I don't know that I did see her.
Oh
post
my
today.
God, go look at it. Casey,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you because I saw it. I don't know if you see my comment on there in my
Yeah.
typical I can't, keep nice words, whatever in my mouth, but dude, you are seriously a flipping rock star. I'm not cursing anymore on live, so I'll type it. But go look at my thing. I mean that you are seriously a freaking rock star. I need people to understand, like, when you take that leap, like you took, my friend, and you grab life back by the horns, like this is taking control. This is empowerment. Like you now put that belief back inside yourself. And I don't care what program, whatever, you don't have that inner belief of yourself, and you put it out there to that universe, it just doesn't come through. So I needed to jump in for yours and just say,
Thank you.
kudos to you. And I'm so excited. I got one question for you though. What makes you go, I just talked about this last night, right, Sean, on the Shred Your Body call. Like what makes you go, oh my God, I just suffered for a few days. I want to do it again. Because in 20 years of me coaching, this shit just doesn't happen. Like this is one of my things that I'm just like, whoa, like everybody's still coming back for more. And it just blows my mind. Like can you pinpoint like the 1 or 2 things that would separate this compared to what you failed with in the past? Like what's the difference here?
it's got to be the simplicity of it, because I mean, even though it takes 30 seconds to make a shake with Isogenics, you're still thinking about all the other things and juggling everything. But this is just, it's simple. Like you have a simple guideline, follow it, and it works. So
Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
like, like just this world is just full of overwhelm, and I'm overwhelmed so much, and this
Yeah.
just helps kind of bring everything back into balance. So
Well, hey there, Casey. I just went and looked at your post. So everybody go look up Casey. Is it Whitsitt?
yeah, with it.
Whitsitt, WHITSITT. It's KACIE, and go look at her post in the group. I think you'll be absolutely blown away. You'll understand why Jessie is just so passionate about her result. You know, there was one more on here, Jessie. I'm going to throw it out there. I didn't know she was going to be on for sure, but it's Kelly Sanders out there. Real quick, Casey, I want to say thank you, Casey, for being the superhero that was vulnerable and, you know, showed up like you have, because you're going to make a difference for so many other people. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we also know how hard that post pregnancy weight is. And we know how much women beat themselves up over that. And I know that from personal experience with my wife. So just mad respect going out to you. Hey, are you out there, Kelly Saunders?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Hey, Kelly, I didn't know you were going to be on. Thanks for being on.
Yes. How are
came
you?
on. That's awesome. Well, give Jessie and I an idea of how you've done. Where are you calling from real quick?
Okay, I'm calling from Glen Burnie, Maryland. I started the ER Shred June 21st
Cool.
by way of Mike Jones.
Mike Jones,
He had
love
been
that guy.
with Isogenic for several years. He had been tracking me down for probably like 2.
Yeah,
But,
he's a real
you know, I
difference
know him-
maker.
Yeah. But once he said something about the ER Shred, I said, oh, 11 days is not a hard thing to do. You know, like
Right.
some people will say, oh, do 30 days. Mm-hmm.
I got to plug my computer in. Keep talking.
He'll tell you, give you 11 days. 11 days was good for me. You know, it's a start. I just decided it's time for me. Just do things for me. I'm always worried about other people. So it's
Sure.
my time, you know?
Yeah, how did you do? If I remember right, you had a pretty significant result.
Yeah, like 19 pounds down, a lot of inches, several inches. I really don't like getting on the scale. I don't, because he said only on Friday, but I'll be wanting to skip the scale, but I'll be wanting to know how I did, you know? So it's 4 shreds down. I'll be starting the 5th one on Monday. I'm really looking forward to it. Far as you notice different things when you're out. I don't want that. I don't have a crave. I don't have that urge for it, you know?
Right.
So that's the good part about it. You know, the sugar, no, I don't crave
No.
it. I don't want it, you know? So
Totally.
I wasn't always like a big meat eater.
Yeah.
No. So that was a hard part for me to like retract your brain, all the stuff that you telling me to eat. They used to tell me it was bad for you. Well, I'm eating so much bacon. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
it's just like you had to just retrain yourself. And I was like, I could do that. That's kind of easy. You know, boiled eggs. I said, I don't like boiled eggs. I said
Yeah.
I could make egg salad, something, you know,
Yeah.
just to take away from it, but still get the protein in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've had a
Mhm.
significant result, and how is everything doing as far how your clothes fitting? How do you feel about how you're looking?
Much better because I think it was 2018 when I have Sjogren's, which is autoimmune type disease with this arthritis, inflammation. I had that for like 11 years.
Yeah.
So it'll never go away, but it just flares up, deteriorates your joints. It gets worse over time. So we had already discussed about knee replacement. I said I'm 53. I'm not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Right.
So I'm too young. That's what I say. I'm young, you
Yeah.
know. And he said, well, you just got to think about it sometime.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I'm not. So it's something that gotta give, get the weight off you. That's fine, all well and good. Everybody could say that, but it all depends on what state you're in, 2018, and it just was, it was a good year for me, but doing the hyperthyroidism when I had the fast thyroid, so they shut my thyroid down, so that meant I was going to gain the weight, because the fast thyroid is not good for you either. I mean, it's not good. You said one ain't good either. So which one is it?
Which one is it? It kind of feels like, I know how that feels. I know how that feels like every which way you turn, what are we doing here? What's, give me a break. Cut me a break here. I know how that feels.
Right. Yeah.
But doing much better. Doing you
much better.
You seem to have a positive outlook.
Oh yeah. Because I done seen so many different people get up here with whatever ailment they have going on, and they're actually losing.
Yeah.
And they're feeling good about themselves, and they have so much energy.
Yeah.
So it's there. Just do the work. It's there.
Thank you so much.
Get whatever you want out of it.
Get whatever you want out of it. And I couldn't agree more. I thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for coming on and for sharing. And same thing, guys, if you can go look up, it's Kelly, and then it's Saunders. It's just S-A-N.
No, it's Sanders.
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 Yeah, go look her up and go cheer her on that post, because it was a great post and we're so proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Kelly. All right, well, God, quite the call. Thank you so much. We're going to turn it over to Jesse. Just let him close us out. And guys, I hope that the call was as meaningful for you as it was for me. So many incredible stories, so many incredible people. One thing, I think there's this common theme, which is these are just good people who really are excited about how they're feeling and excited about helping others feel well, feel well. Jesse, do you want to close us out?
Hot damn. That's what I gotta say.
Jesse, Jesse, wanted to thank you for the call last night with Ricky, my friend. It was really awesome. Thank you so much for that.
That was a beautiful call. We got deep. We talked about some good references. Here's the thing, Sean, I'm going to flip it to you real quick after I say this one thing, but I just want to share this one thing. Like, we're not even going to talk about shred or whatever. Like, I started thinking about, I've been thinking as we're renovating the house, the new baby's coming, life's changing, like all this shit's happening all over the place. And I'm just like in like the calmest calm that it's weird. Like, it's weird feeling, you know what I mean? And Sean, I've been healthy for like 17 years, bro. You know me, like health has saved me from addiction. Health has saved me from killing myself. Health has saved me from my own sabotage way of life. Health has saved, like, health and working out is like my drug, you know what I mean, to other people's things. So like, just so people understand what it means to me. And this is literally like the calmest of calm and the most focused. And as I keep diving more, and I haven't even had time to share some new science or stuff with people, but it's like, look at the depth of the results, right? And Carolyn, oh my God, you nailed that. Like, for sure. I agree with Sean 1000%. I am so, by the way, I think you're both woohoo. I'm woohoo. I'm part of that club. I think it's cool to fit out. I think everybody should be freaking woohoo. The hell with the norm. Haven't we learned our lesson that the norm sucks, that the norm's not getting us anywhere, that the norm's creating disaster for all of us? I mean, look around, for crying out loud. Let's choose different. Let's choose happy. Let's keep impacting the lives of other people. This is why I do what I do. My life is not perfect. It's a shit show just like everybody else, but it's a beautiful shit show. And when I can take that energy and I can find the positive, which I've learned to do, right? We all have the negative, but you find the positive, you focus on that positive, you ride that high, you minimize that low, you get that through your health. I believe that's our foundation, that's our guide. And it was what Carolyn said, our spirit, it's connected to our mind, our body, our soul, like the whole thing of holistic nutrition. This is the root cause, ladies and gentlemen. This is like the soil to the crop. You understand? This is your body. You start to think of it like this, like eating healthy. People are like, oh, it must be so boring. I'm like, no, your life is actually boring. Come live a day with me. By the way, see if you can even keep up. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even play in my world. Like, it's not like that. So when I do this, and I want to encourage everybody who's on Shred 1 or 15,000, like Nicole, by the way, it's so beautiful to see you, Nicole. I love you to death. She is the sweetest person in the world. If you didn't see her Shred Your Body call, go back and listen, because that woman has been through some trauma in life, and she is now blessing the lives of others. Like, that's the example. Do you see, you heard me say this before, right? Like, when we impact health for people, we change the freaking world. I believe that. I've tried it other ways. I've watched it. They have not worked. Like, we are truly impacting that because people are taking back control of their own life, Sean, right? We don't need to tell them what to do. We don't need to tell people what to guide. Like, they're going to feel it out. They're going to they'll be angry with us for a little bit, and then they'll be singing praises, right? Like everything, because it's there. It's that inner connection. So don't stop. Keep going. Health is not about some superficial shit. Like, yeah, we want to feel good, but this is about longevity. This is about quality of life. This is about what Ricky shared last night, having time with his precious 7-year-old. Sean, your children, watching them grow, my babies, all of your babies. You know, I forgot, gosh, I'm so crazy. I forgot names now. But anyways, like, it's that bigger picture. And I want to leave that message right now, because that's what this is about. The more I think about this, this is so not some 11-day thing. 11 days is your shock paddles. It's like, you're having a heart attack. Here's your freaking shock. You got a second chance. Now giddy up and let's freaking go. That's the 11-day thing, right? Once you do that, you realize what you're actually capable of. You are freaking amazing. The shred's not the magic, folks. You're the magic. You're just coming to realize how beautiful you were actually created from the day that you were created. You understand? That's the magic of this. So that's what I got tonight, brother. I hope that hits somebody, because I got chills right now. Chills and sweats, because it's hot still here in Charlotte.
Well, thank you so much, Jesse. That's awesome. You guys, we want to unmute and just, can we all say thank you to the people who shared tonight, as well as Jesse for closing us out.
You guys are all amazing.
Amazing.
What a
amazing.
great,
Thank you, guys.
such a
Wow.
blessing. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
Wow.
everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
for all the woo.
Thanks, everybody.
you, everyone.
Thank you
Yeah.
for all the
Woo-woo.
Everybody go
Love
be
you all.
woo.
I love you.
Cheers to woo.
We'll be coming along in
Honor that way, too.
We love the woo-woo.
I love it. You guys are awesome.
Good night, everybody.
Great.
Good night.
Love
Thank
you.
you.
Hey,
Thank you
Susan.
so much.
Good night.
Amy on there as well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you guys.